pain and healing in Orlando, today on The World. I'm Marco Werman. As the names and pictures of the victims in Orlando become public, the pain felt by the gay and Latino communities there is growing.
Because it's not the same when you listen to the names until you see the faces. Then you see that this is real. This is real happening.
We'll hear from one community activist in Orlando who hopes this tragedy can also help gay Latinos gain more acceptance in their own community. Also, an attack in France revives fears of terrorism there and creates what this reporter describes as cumulative shock.
Of course, it was a shock for people here to hear about this attack in Orlando, and Paris, of course, is still reeling from the November attacks.
Those stories today here on The World. Glad you could be here today. We're hearing more details about the mass shooting at the nightclub in Orlando. There are reports that the gunman Omar Mateen may have frequented gay clubs like Pulse. And we're also hearing from some of the people who survived his rampage, people like Angel Colon, who spoke at a news conference today in Orlando. Colon was shot and trampled as people ran to escape the club. As he lay on the ground with a shattered leg, he heard the gunman approaching.
I can hear the shotguns closer, and I look over and he shoots the girl next to me. And I'm just there laying down. I'm thinking, I'm next, I'm dead. So I don't know how, but by the glory of God, he shoots towards my head, but it hits my hand.
Colon was also shot in the hip, but he survived. He was like so many of the people at Pulse that night, young Latinos out for a night with friends. Maritza Sanz has been meeting with the families of victims. She's president of the group Latino Leadership in Orlando.
Yes, it has been very hard for every family. It has been a very shocking moment because when you have young kids, you are never expecting that you're going to lose one of your kids at such a young age.
Can you tell me about just one of the people who died and what they meant to the families that you've been meeting and the community?
I am going to bring you an example of a young man that he used to work in one of the stores. He was the one working in a coffee company inside a store. And he was very cheerful with everybody, and especially with this young boy that has autism. He always treated him so special. And he was always telling this mom that he was missing Puerto Rico, that Puerto Rico was in his heart, that he was so hard that in a new country, and this boy will always bring cheers to him. So when this mom went to the store and she discovered that he was not there anymore, everybody in the store was so sad, and they were doing this little memorial, putting a candle and flowers. But the mom of this young boy, he's coming from Puerto Rico. He was a young one. And he has touched this lady, this mom of this autistic kid, so much that she was crying yesterday so much. And imagine, this is a person that she didn't have a direct relationship of bringing him home or eating and having a good time together. It was just the service, how special he was. And he touched this life. And he has touched. Now, yesterday we saw in the media the pictures of a lot of them. And that is when you really bring a face with the pain, because it's not the same when you listen to the names until you see the faces. Then you see that this is real. This is real happening.
Right. The fact that it was Latin night at Pulse when the shooter attacked, did it feel like an attack on you too? I mean, was it also, did it have a personal effect on you?
Yes, I think that it was, I really believe that this was something that was planned for it to be not only in a gay club, in a night that was a Latino night. That it's, I don't know, that is the way that I feel. So it really touched all of us, because let me tell you, the Sunday morning when I heard that this happened and it was Latino night, I start thinking about moms, about dads, about family members that maybe they never accepted their loved one but because of the preferences that they had, the style of life that they decide to have. And suddenly you know that you are not going to see that love.